Hey, what's up, you guys? DJ Barron coming to give you a word today for Pastor's Notes. Look, I can say that this word is awesome. It's been a true blessing to my life, and I'm happy. I'm so happy to share it with you. Especially, I feel like with a refreshment that I feel like I just received from going over it and over it and over it. And the more I go over it, the more I feel so refreshed. And so I want to share this refreshment with you. I want to share this word with you as well. So it's in a series that Pastor has been teaching, a love that can't fail, just talking about the love of God. And so today I'm going to be very brief with you, but I'm going to give you an effective word. So I want you to have your hearts ready to receive, your ears open, and let's dive right on into this thing, shall we? So, like I said, we are in a series called A Love That Can't Fail. And for the past couple of weeks, we have been on How Do I Love God with All of My Heart? How do I love God with all of my heart? So, today, with How Do I Love God with All of My Heart, I am only going to speak to one point with you. Only one point. We're not going to go anywhere else. We're just going to stay at this one point. And the reason being for that, in this first point, so I'm going to give it to you right now, it's that Jesus gives clear instructions. We're going to only stay there because it's challenging to go to the next point and to the next point if you don't grasp a hold of the first point, because it is very important. It's crucial for you to understand the instructions that Jesus has given. And so we're going to dive right on into those instructions. So Jesus in Matthew 22:35-40, Jesus was approached by a lawyer of the Mosaic law, and this lawyer approached Jesus in the way of testing him or trapping him, I would say. But how Jesus responded to the lawyer almost left him speechless, like, dang, I can't do anything with that. I can't come against you with what you have spoken. So the lawyer goes and asks Jesus, he says, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" And this is how Jesus replied. He said, "One, you shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, and your mind." He said, "This is the first and the greatest commandment." The first and the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all of your heart, all of your soul, and all of your mind. Here goes the second one right here. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Just those two simple things that Jesus has given us. Okay, so where there were many laws, those many laws, and I believe it was 633, there were 633 laws, and I believe that 633 was then broken down to 10, and then those 10, Jesus came and made them two. Now, in Habakkuk 2:2, I believe it talks about how write down the vision, make it plain. Jesus made these instructions very clear, very plain, extremely simple. So today, what I want to talk to you about is the word instructions. The word, as simple as that, instruction. So what I did, I just did a little dive, some research into that word, because I wanted to know, what is the purpose of instruction given to me? What is the purpose? Why is Jesus giving us this instruction? So check this out. The primary purpose of instructions is to share knowledge systematically to ensure tasks are completed safely, efficiently, and accurately. So we're going to go back and read that. The primary purpose of instruction is to share knowledge systematically. We're going to stop right there. So what is that? Sharing knowledge systematically. Again, how I said there were 633, then there were 10, then it broke down to the two laws. That's what systematically is. It's taking something that is much and making it more simpler. It's breaking it down. And now what we're doing is we're taking that a lot and we're going to make it more understandable for you to grab a hold of. And that's what Jesus did. He took the laws that were 633 and that were 10, and he made them 2, which were to love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind, and to love your neighbor as you do yourself. Now, we're going to talk about, of course, the words that I mentioned to ensure tasks are completed safely, efficiently, and accurately, because those are actually crucial to this message. And so, again, I'm going to say that again. The primary purpose of instructions is to share knowledge systematically, to ensure tasks are completed safely, efficiently, and accurately. So let's go into the subpoint. So the first point again is Jesus gives clear instructions. Now we're going into instructions. So here's the first subpoint right here: ensuring success and accuracy. Ensuring success and accuracy. Effective instructions provide clear step-by-step guidance that ensures the final result matches the expected outcome. I'm going to say that again. Effective instructions provide clear step-by-step guidance that ensures the final result matches the expected outcome. So let's just say the expected outcome of the world is world peace. Let's just say that. Because it seems like people want, we'll just say that. The expected outcome is world peace. This is a great example of what world peace could be if we were obedient to what Jesus has given us. Simply to love God, and then God would show us how to love our neighbors. So if we're loving our neighbors, then imagine what this world could be, how peaceful it could be if we just showed love to one another. And guess what? It is okay to disagree with somebody and still show them respect. It's okay. Disagreement doesn't have to mean I hate you. Disagreement doesn't mean that I have to wish bad upon you. It doesn't mean that. It just means that, you believe in something, I believe in something, and our beliefs don't align, but yet still this is what I believe in as a follower of Jesus Christ, and this is what I follow as a believer in Jesus Christ, because he instructed me, 1, to love the Lord, my God, with all of my heart, soul, and mind, and 2, to love my neighbor as I do myself. And so if Jesus is telling me to love you, then I must love you. I'm not going to sit here and hate you just because we disagree. No, I'm going to love you because I want to be obedient to the one that I love, being God and my neighbor. So ensuring success and accuracy. The second one, efficiency and time saving. The second subpoint is efficiency and time saving. Clear, direct instructions reduce confusion and speed up completion times. I'm going to say it again. Clear, direct instructions reduce confusion and speed up completion times. So when you're following the instructions, so we have this thing going on in our church where, we fast for 11 days, or we fasted for 11 days instead of the full 40 days in our church, because we have it to where it's set up that we don't have to spend 40 days doing something that we could have done in 11. We don't need to take longer on something. If we were just simply obedient, it could have been shorter. And so it's time saving for us when we're already acting in our obedience. When there is an instruction given and you're following in that instruction, man, how much faster can you get to the goal that you're trying to get to? Efficiency and time saving. I'm going to say that again. Clear, direct instructions. Again, Jesus has given us clear and direct instructions. So with those instructions, if we want the world to look a certain way, then it's important for us to follow those instructions of loving God and loving our neighbors to get to where we want to go, right? Clear, direct instructions reduce confusion and speed up completion times. I love that one. Next one, the third one, safety and standardization. Safety, third subpoint, safety and standardization. Instructions are crucial for maintaining safety, especially with complex equipment, and they standardize processes. Again, so listen to this. Safety and standardizations. Instructions are crucial for maintaining safety. I'm going to pause right there. It's crucial. Instructions are crucial for maintaining safety. Now, I'm not just talking about safety in the sense of physical safety, but I'm also addressing it in the spiritual. Because today we live in a world where it feels so unsafe to speak your truth. It feels so unsafe to say what you feel like you need to say without somebody trying to attack you for it. And my goodness, I mean, now going to a physical level, we are in a war and things like that. Just so many things are happening in this world. And it's like, my goodness, why are we in this place? We're simply in this place because we are not being obedient to the instructions that Jesus has given us. Again, he's only made it simple for us to understand, but yet we're making a choice not to grab a hold of the understanding that he's given us, to love God and to love our neighbors. If we're doing that, I don't see how there could be a war. See, the problem is that we're so in love with our greed. We're in love with our lust. We're in love with our pride. We're in love with ourselves. We're just too caught up in the I statement, what I want, what I. We're so caught up in this to where we completely forgot what God has planned for us, the good things that God is trying to do. But us as man, we have a tendency of ruining it because of what we always want to do. And that's why it's crucial to listen to these points. And I'm still on just one point of Jesus gives us clear instructions. And it's important to understand what those instructions are and why those instructions are in place. Safety. And so safety and standardization. So instructions are crucial for maintaining safety, especially with complex equipment, and they standardize process. So next, knowledge transfer. The next subpoint, knowledge transfer. Again, I told you I'm not going to be with you long. I'm almost finished, you guys. Knowledge transfer. They are used to teach new skills or inform users of necessary actions, often by breaking down complex tasks into manageable, simple steps. Knowledge transfer. They are used to teach new skills or inform users of the necessary actions. A necessary action is for you to love God. A necessary action is for you to love your neighbor. Why? So you can respond to that person. You're not responding to them with hate because they said something to you. You're responding to them with love. You're not responding to them with, certain words out of your mouth. You respond with them with, you're not responding to them that way. Why? Because I have Jesus on the inside of me. And if I have Jesus on the inside of me, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk in that. I'm going to be obedient to what Jesus has given me, the instructions that he has given me. And so they're used to teach new skills or inform users of the necessary actions, often by breaking down complex tasks into manageable, simple steps. Didn't I mention that earlier? There were 633 laws. Now, I wouldn't say that that's a complex task, but it can be a lot to remember. It can definitely be a lot. 633 laws is a lot of laws to remember. 10 laws is definitely a huge step to remember those laws. But even still, people are having struggles with just the 2 laws Jesus has given. So, man, to try and have 10 and 633, no. But that's why Jesus came. And he gave us 2 simple laws. He broke it down and he made it manageable. He made them simple for us to grab a hold on. So that's what he did. The knowledge transfer. I took something large, I made it small, just so that way you would know how to follow it. The last one, right here. Here's my last one. Building trust and understanding. Jesus gives clear instructions. for instructions, building trust and understanding. Providing instructions with a rationale behind them helps the user understand the why behind the what's, which builds understanding and trust. Again, providing instructions with the rationale behind them helps the user understand the why behind the what's, which builds understanding and trust. So, what Jesus is doing here is he's trying to share with people this is how you live. You live like this to have a better life for everyone. You want a better world? Follow these instructions. You want peace? You want good things happening? Follow these instructions. Jesus gives you these clear, two simple instructions so that way we can have a fulfilled life here on earth. He died for us to have a fulfilled life here on earth. So if he can die for us, if he can die for you, if he can die for me, the least I can do is be obedient to these two instructions that he has given. I have one more thing. Effective instructions are often brief, direct, and focused on using simple and actionable language. Effective instructions are often brief, staying right there. Didn't Jesus make it brief? Two things, brief. 6:33 to 10 to 2, brief. Effective instructions is what Jesus was trying to do. No, it's not what he was trying to do. It's what Jesus did. He gave effective instructions. Direct. It was very clear and direct and to the point. To love God with all your heart, soul, and all your mind, and to love your neighbor as you do yourself. And focused on using simple and actionable language. Simple and actionable. He gave you two things that made it very simple, and he told you what to do. So he gave you an action on what to do as well. So that way you're not just out there left hanging. Look, I told you I had a brief word for you today. This one is very, I would like to say it's clear. And so I'm excited for this word because I believe that in this time, for me, Jesus, I'm listening to those instructions in a different way. They're becoming even clearer to me on what it means to love God and what it even means to love my neighbors, what it means to just love people, even when they don't show me that same love back, or even when they don't love me at all back. Look, I say that I am a believer in Jesus Christ, so I am choosing to be obedient to what he has given me. So look, I pray that word was a blessing for you as it was for me. Thank you so much for joining me today here on Pastor's Notes. Again, I'm DJ Barron. God bless you.